The MS ProBot. It is a robot based on the MSP430 platform, and it's designed to be super modular. You can change whatever you want on the board. It's got some prototyping area right here. Everything is broken out on it. You can, there's holes, so you could add sensors and that kind of stuff.
Are you using the MSP430 launch pad?
Yes. It's designed just to pop, in and out of the board. Kick all your stuff around.
That's fine, that's more exciting.
That's the right attitude.
This is the wireless friend finder. If you're lost at the Maker Faire, Burning Man, wherever, any public place, you and your friends have this. It's two little radios that transmit between each other, and they measure the signal strength. So the closer you get to each other, the louder or longer buzzes it does. So this is really close. Really annoying, but when you're trying to find someone, it's great. So if you're really far, it just beeps really quick, and the closer you get, it buzzes really loud. So it's an MSP430, and then a CC2500 radio module. Fun part about this, if you buy the chip itself, it's like $3, or you can go to a Chinese company and buy the whole module for like $1.50, and it's got all the passives on it, and it's awesome. So yeah.
We're here with Lewis at the Maker Faire after party. He's made a screen that's controlled by a virtual network client. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
This is my project. It's called Micro VNC. It's a VNC client for an AVR microcontroller driving an LCD. So if you wanted to write a software project that uses an embedded LCD, you could write your software on the PC, and it would push the pixels over using VNC to the embedded microcontroller. So you don't need to write any microcontroller software in order to drive an LCD.
What sort of processor are you using?
So it's an Atmega 32U4. It's got USB.
And what voltage is it running at?
So it's a 5 volt part. The LCD is 3.3, so there's a little level shifter in there to go from 5 volts to 3.3.
Here with Drew and the Hermshield. Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
I wanted to be able to visualize my heartbeat and also log it to an SD card. So I'm wearing the Polar chest strap right now, and then I have an OEM Polar receiver chip hooked up to the Arduino, and it just puts out a 3-volt signal every time it receives a heartbeat, and then it plays an animation on Jimmy Rogers' open heart LED matrix to show the heartbeat.
This is Ty. He makes the yo-yo board. Can you tell us a little bit about your board?
Yes, so Yo-Yo is a board that lets you connect peripherals to your Android device. It will let you control everything from sensors, motors, any kind of actuators, and embed the power of Android in your application. So Android already comes with a very powerful processor in it, internet connectivity, a huge variety of built-in sensors such as camera, GPS, accelerometer. And the only thing that's really missing is the ability to connect to external things. Here is a self-balancing robot, and the unique thing about it is that it's using the gyro and accelerometer that are built into the Android phone in order to balance itself. So what you have here basically is an Android phone, a yo-yo, and behind the yo-yo there are 2 motor drivers. This ball here has an LED strip, and the yo-yo is hidden inside. And over here is the phone that controls it over Bluetooth, and the phone decides which LEDs to turn on at random, but the colors are being picked by random samples of the camera. So if I put something blue in front of it, the LEDs will start being more blue, and if I put something red, it will become red.
It's a counterboard. You stick it on a Nerf, automatic battery-operated Nerf gun, and it can turn on like a laser sight or a flashlight, so you can see in the dark. And it also counts how many bullets you shoot.
We're here with Scott. He made the digigrid. You saw it on the blog a few weeks ago. We were lucky enough to get him to come here and show it at the table with us. Scott, can you tell us a little bit about the digigrid?
What I've got is a large array of 7-segment displays that displays sort of pretty pictures. Behind it is a FPGA that is connected to my computer via RS-232 serial link, and it's sending information from my computer to the FPGA, which is then blasting out the bits to a bunch of Texas Instruments controllers that are controlling each row of the display.
A Nintendo portable that I made. It's a 3D printed case. battery life. It uses a PlayStation 1 5-inch screen and a Nintendo top loader for the PCB, so it's nice and compact. And it uses full-size Nintendo cartridges.
We're here with Jeff from Mighty O. He's built a Geiger counter. Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
This is a Geiger counter that I designed last year. I was going to a conference in Germany and I wanted a cool project to share, so I designed this Geiger counter. It's basically based around a Geiger-Müller tube, and it senses beta and gamma radiation. It's based on an Atmel AVR AT-Tiny 2313 microcontroller. So one of the most popular misconceptions is that cell phones emit some kind of harmful radiation, but cell phones make what's called non-ionizing radiation, and this is like RF, like wireless transmissions. Those can cause tissue heating, so they can make things hot like your microwave, but they don't cause cell damage. Now, ionizing radiation is like X-rays, gamma rays, or beta particles. Those actually do cause cell damage because they can actually make an atom lose an electron, and that's what causes DNA mutations and all the bad stuff that comes from radiation exposure. But cell phones don't do that. Cell phones can make your brain hot, but they won't give you cancer.
It's our pleasure to be here with Jeri Ellsworth and the C64 bass guitar. Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
So I wanted a mobile project so I could walk around Maker Faire and see all the other booths, but show off a project. So I decided to take my new hobby of learning the bass guitar and combine it with the old Commodore 64. So my goal was to use the Commodore 64 sound chip and run all the audio through it, so the keys and the strings. And here's the PA's a pickup for each of the springs, for the strings. And there's the SID chip down in here. Put it behind a window, just like you do with nice high-quality tube amplifier.
And this is my little badge for Maker Faire. And it does the logos for the Portland Robotics, and it's a totally over-engineered thing. It's got a ARM Cortex M3 on it, and it's actually just reading images from the micro SD card. But it's got a USB and a boost circuit for the backlight.
This is Al with the Droidalizer. It's a phone-based breathalyzer. Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
Yeah, so it's an open source project, and this is the board here. So it's a breathalyzer. So we're talking Bluetooth to the phone, and I'm just going to tap on the phone, and then I blow on here, like that if I'd had some drinks, and then it's going to tell me how much I've had.
We're here with Sophie and the Texting Trapper. Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
This is an RF signal detector that detects the strength of your cell phone. It's meant to be a product for classrooms that a teacher would put on the middle of the table and detect when their students are texting during a test. It's based on an Analog Devices RF power meter chip. It has a log scale on the output, takes an RF input, and turns it into a DC output, DC voltage.